So Fred and Dav put two and two together and realized that Shaggy might just have a crush on Velma. Yeah, we already knew that. Move on. Then something interesting happens, cause right then the lake monster appears. Oh no! Hey wait, that's not crummy CGI. That's a crummy costume. That's what they should have done the whole time. I wouldn't go that far. Then he trips and they unmask him to reveal someone we've never seen before. And he's really tall. Turns out that he's this Mr. Uggins they've been looking for. Unfortunately, he lied about taking the picture, and just took a picture of himself in a suit. Uggins...
Call me Elmer.
No. Uggins then explains the origins of the legend of the lake monster of Erie Point. When the town was first settled, an old woman named Wanda Grubwort, subtle, confronted the settlers, claiming that all the land in that area belonged to her. Moonstone plot point, Husky. I'm just pointing it out, sheesh. But the settlers ignore her, so she turns a frog into a monster and lets it loose all over them. The villagers eventually beat the monster and burn Grubwort at the stake. Steak.
Mr. Shaggy Ginkley. It's like the angels are singing it.
Shaggy, you're supposed to... You're not... Why are you crushing on Velma? This is wrong on so many levels. Then Daphne shows up and he eats the linen evidence. Okay. She asks where Fred is, and then we segue into another tedious chapter of the romance that should never have been. Because that's exactly what you want to see in a Scooby-Doo movie. Yeah, who needs to go looking for clues, chasing monsters, or talking dog antics when we can have teenage dating issues? Actually, this exchange where Shaggy is trying to ask for more advice without giving away his obvious feelings for Velma is actually a little funny, so I give it props for that.
Anyway, so, this friend of mine, who doesn't have a goatee, or a dog, definitely doesn't have a dog either.
Velma then shows off some pretty convenient security footage of not one, but two bad guys, and right when they're about to get a good look at one of their faces, Velma accidentally drops her green tea all over the console, shorting it out. This makes her want to quit the team, but Shaggy talks her out of it. Riveting. Wow, they finally put Scooby back in his own movie and it's still not any better.
Sandwich.
Nothing quite like a CGI sandwich to hit the imaginary spot. Maybe that's why Shaggy eats so much. Then Shaggy starts smelling Velma's pheromones or something and starts drifting cartoonishly away. And Scooby is none too pleased about this. Okay, stop. Is this really the direction you want to go with this movie? I mean, Scooby-Doo jealous of Velma over Shaggy's affections? This is why people think Scooby and Shaggy are gay. This is a whole new level of wrong you're playing with here. And did you see that face? That's freaking creepy! And to make movie matters worse, we get more of Fred and Daph's domestic problems. Daphne's getting even with Freddy for being unfaithful, and I really don't care. We then cut over to Shaggy wandering through the fog and still following Velma's scent. And what does he find? He finds the lake monster when he was following Velma's scent. What could it mean? Oh, fish sticks, not you guys again. Look, Shaggy's being chased by an overgrown tadpole. Focus on that for a while.
Come on.
Thank you.
What's wrong? Nothing. I just thought I'd work on my blood-curdling scream. What the heck do you think is wrong? It's the lake monster!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a funny joke.
Yippee, skippy!
Okay, that's enough. So Fred does what he should have done all those times in the TV show and decks the monster so they can unmask it once and for all. Just one problem. This one's real! Stop right there. I really should stop watching this movie right now. There's a reason the Scooby-Doo gang has earned the accolade Mysteries, Inc. over the years. They solve mysteries, they piece together clues, and uncover plots. The moment you put real monsters into this, it ceases to be the Scooby-Doo formula that we all come to expect, and thus ceases to be a Scooby-Doo movie. It worked in Zombie Island because we hadn't seen anything new from the franchise in years, and it was a real shock. But after that, Scooby movies have been doing that over and over until it became not just lazy, but predictable and trite as well. Something has gone seriously wrong when the most creative thing you can do with your franchise is follow the formula your franchise established. Okay, rant over. Back to the movie. So the three of them split up and the monster goes after Shaggy. All seems lost when Scooby-Doo rides in to save the day. Yay, he actually does something significant in the movie that is named after him. And look, their escape ends with them in a comedic situation. Things are finally starting to look up for this movie. Hey, isn't that one of the moonstones that Velma...
Velma loves these things almost as much as I love deep fried. Well, anything. Huh. Groovy. Well.
And now the movie sucks again.
So, now do you want to tell me who those guys were?
You no talk about relationship here. Remember, Fred, don't actually hit it or you'll give away the fact that there's nothing actually standing there. So the two of them hide in their classic costumes, and the witch from the legend shows up to talk to the monster. The two of them split up, and Fred and Daff notice a pink stain on the back of the witch's robe. The monster is causing lots of damage, and Uncle Creepy may soon have no choice but to close down the country club. Then Shaggy joins them all because he still hasn't seen Velma. But guess where they find her? Sleeping next to the lake. Then they find that her hands are all covered in big ol' warts. The lack of suspiciousness here is suspicious. Did Obscurus Lupa use that joke? I don't remember. And once again, another scene without Scooby. This movie sucks.
So, you think the monster's real and someone's using it to dig up something on the grounds?
Yeah. Problem is, we don't have a single clue about who's using it.
We do. We have since, like, the beginning of this movie. You're all idiots.
Yes, we do. The mysterious figure had a streak of purple paint on its cloak. Remember the boat that we passed on the way up here? Shaggy called it the SS Daphne.
You mean the one that you saw when you were still miles from the country club? Fred then says that they should investigate the purple boat, but Shaggy interrupts. Why? Because he finally wants to ask Velma out on a date in as uncomfortable a manner as possible. After some self-deprecation from Shaggy, Velma finally accepts. That night, Shaggy breaks the news to Scooby that he's not invited to their date. He doesn't take it well.
No more rolling over.
Fred and Daphne investigate
Ready?
the docks and...
Good. So, who were they?
Oh, come on, I was sick of this subplot when it was first introduced.
Did you
Meanwhile,
say anything?
I like corn dogs.
he likes corn dogs. So Shaggy and Velma have their date, and Velma admits something.
Ever since we've been here, I just haven't felt like myself.
It's understandable when you're the monster. I mean, not the monster. Phew, almost gave something away there. I mean, it's not like Shaggy is going to light a match and completely freak her out or anything. She drops her glasses and Scooby tries to ruin their date.
My glasses!
While he seems to be only doing relatively minor things, this vindictiveness seems really out of character for the lovable Scooby-Doo we all know. It's actually a tad unsettling to see him behaving like this, especially since this is one of the few scenes where he's even featured prominently.
Okay. But would you do it for a Scooby snack? I can't be bummed.
That is not Scooby! Blasphemer! Blasphemer! So Velma finds the moonstone that Shaggy found and then acts creepy and leaves. Next! Fred and Daphne bicker some more, get stalked by the lake monsters, discover that the monster is piecing together the wand again and that Wanda Grubwort had kids, almost drown, bicker some more, then...
We broke up.
Thank you. Can we move on with the story, please? Now, who are these descendants of Grubworts? Why, the owner of Trauberg's General Store, because Trauberg spelled backwards is Grubwort. Wow. They look up Drauberg in the phone book and find the creepy old mansion from the beginning of the movie, the classic door gag, and the chase scene from the beginning ensue, and they have the fateful unmasking from the beginning of the movie. And who could it be?
Give you 3 guesses.
What? Wood-covered Velma? No! Okay, I'm good. Well, now that the big twist has been revealed, let's wrap this up. Warty Velma kicks everyone's butts and uses her reconstructed wand to escape. The creepy lady from earlier in the movie tells them that Velma is possessed by the witch, go figure. The moonstones were all part of her staff, go figure. And now they have to save Velma by storming the witch's cave. She makes 3 more lake monsters and they start chasing them around. Scooby-Doo pulls a cliched cartoon gag and is absent for the rest of the chase. Fred punches down a cave wall, which is awesome. Shaggy gets through to Velma through the power of love. She breaks the staff. Scooby-Doo jumps in at the last moment. The witch's ghost says the classic would have gotten away with it. They kiss only to discover that they don't love each other after all.
What? You mean you dragged us all over the movie with that stupid romantic subplot, only to say, oh wait, there was nothing after all? I hate this movie.
Uncle Creepy gives them 10 grand and tells them to incorporate. Scooby finally has some real antics and falls off a balcony. Shaggy catches him and oh my gosh, really?
It's so romantic creepy.
The end? This movie could have been good, campy fun. But it wasn't. I'm not fully convinced that Scooby-Doo can be done justice in live action. Still, this movie was unabashedly cartoony in its gags and execution, so I give it props for honoring the source material, and the actors really seem to be having fun with their roles. Still, the obvious twist ending and romantic subplots, like I've said throughout the entire review, are horribly tedious and out of place in a Scooby-Doo movie. And I was also disappointed that they went the route of using a real monster and a real revenge story for this one instead of people in costumes. Worst of all, the title character, Scooby-Doo, is horribly underutilized and not really all that likable. There you have it. We all hope you had fun, and we wish you a very happy
Halloween! Man, I keep feeling like I'm forgetting something.
It probably wasn't important.
And she's turned into an evil witch.
Join the club.
Hot buttered